This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to Talk Business and Politics Daily. It is Friday, August 12th. Let's check out today's top stories. The U.S. Department of Commerce awarded $1.4 million in grants to the state of Arkansas to help protect businesses and jobs in the event of flooding, to promote innovation and entrepreneurship, and to spur exports. Benton County received $550,000 for a bridge project, $450,000 to the Northwest Arkansas Regional Robotics Center in Fayetteville, and $400,000 to the World Trade Center for international trade efforts across the state. Bankers are pushing back on a White House claim that Dodd-Frank has helped community banks. The White House released a 13-page white paper that declared economic evidence shows community banks remain strong in areas of lending growth, geographic reach, and performance since the massive regulatory reform bill became law 6 years ago. The American Bankers Association and U.S. Representative French Hill disagreed. Read more on the story at our website at talkbusiness.net. Dillard's second quarter income falls 59%. It's down almost 39% in the first half of the fiscal year. Late Thursday, Dillard's posted second quarter net income of $12.1 million, below the nearly $30 million in the same period a year ago. And a mulligan for a Milligan employee. A federal judge has declared a mistrial in the defamation lawsuit against State Treasurer Dennis Milligan's chief of staff, Jim Harris, after the jury witnessed his medical event Thursday. Former State Treasurer employee David Singer, who was fired from the office, is suing Harris for defamation over the contents of an email that was released to the media. On Thursday, Harris left court in an ambulance after complaining of chest pains. And those are your top stories of the day. You can check out a full read on those articles and much more at our website at talkbusiness.net. When we come back, KATV's Alicia Dover with her report on mismanagement at the VA hospital. We'll also go inside the numbers for a look at a new immigration study focused on Arkansas, and we'll preview this weekend's edition of Talk Business and Politics.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Arkansas's most abundant natural resource provides the core asset for Deltic Timber Corporation. In addition to the sustainable yield stewardship of its well-stocked timberlands, Deltic adds value by integrating its efficient wood products manufacturing facilities, as well as through planned development of commercial and residential real estate. Deltic Timber Corporation, creating value for a growing Arkansas.
KATV's Alicia Dover has been tracking a story for well over a year involving the VA hospital in Little Rock and its overruns with a solar panel project and a parking deck. Her work has led to a nationwide investigation of these projects, which have encountered some delays and cost overruns elsewhere. She joins us now for a conversation. Alicia, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Summarize the history of this solar panel project. Just kind of give me the timeline of what happened in sequential order here.
Sure. Well, this project has been going on really since 2012 when it was approved and completed construction in 2013, a solar panel project at the Little Rock VA. They constructed about 7,000 solar panels to try and reduce some energy costs there. Those solar panels to this day have never been turned on. And on top of that, our cameras caught some of those solar panels being torn down. And so obviously—
After construction.
Correct.
Right.
You have to ask the question, okay, they've never been turned on. Why are some being taken down now? So of course we started asking those questions and found a conflicting project on that site.
So your investigation led to an Inspector General investigation of this through the VA. Some of the congressional officials got involved. What did the report from the Inspector General's office find after questions you'd been asking and weren't able to get answers to?
Right. Well, finally the report answered some of those questions that I have been asking from the VA for well over a year now. One of those is that it's $1.5 million over budget. They were originally budgeting $8 million for this project, and delays and then also the projects conflicting on that site cost well over $900,000. And when I say the projects, I mean a parking garage project was planned on that site of the solar panels, and they went ahead, built the solar panels, knowing there would eventually be a parking garage there, tore down the solar panels, and charged the taxpayers to rebuild the solar panels.
A little bit of government waste there, just a tad. So
possibly.
What questions kind of remain going forward? What do you see happening next?
Well, the first question is, when do these solar panels actually get turned on and start working? I have on record from the VA 4 different dates that they have given me, and they did not meet their own deadlines. So at this point, we have been told January of 2017, which puts the project 4 years past the original completion date of this project.
Wow.
Yeah, and then also, you know, some interesting things that Congressman French Hill really kind of saw and took from this report. One thing, the former engineer didn't have to talk to the VA about this situation because he retired. And so I think one thing that he would like to see is you still have to participate in those investigations even after you've left. So that's one thing. And then also another thing that I know Senator Bozeman and French Hill are looking into is to have the Army Corps of Engineers actually oversee some of these projects. Currently, they oversee projects that are over $100 million, and they'd like to see them oversee specialty projects like this as well.
So we may see some legislative changes and some policy changes as a result of that. All right, KATV's Alicia Dover, great work. I know you've been on it for a long time there, so
good to
thanks.
get answers anyway.
Keep after it, all right. A word from our sponsors, and we are back to go inside the numbers on a new report regarding immigration. Plus, we'll preview Sunday's packed television program. We're back after this.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
As Arkansas's population grows, so do our energy demands. But with the right mix of resources, reliable, affordable power will always be a reality. These resources are all around us in our rivers, blowing through our trees, even right below our feet. The answer isn't focusing on one resource, it's embracing them all. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas know that a balanced approach to power builds our communities and powers our dreams. Visit themixmatters.com and see why there's power in knowledge.
A new study released last week by the Bipartisan Partnership for a New American Economy carries some interesting insight into Arkansas's immigrant community. The study, The Contributions of New Americans in Arkansas, found that more than 8,100 immigrants in Arkansas are self-employed. To help tell the story further, we go inside the numbers for a closer look. Legal immigrants make up 4.8% of Arkansas's population, but compose 6.6% of its entrepreneurs. That translates to 143,000 immigrants in Arkansas. While they make up just under 5% of our population nationally, legal immigrants make up 13% of the U.S. population. The study also shows that Arkansas's immigrant population is growing faster than the national average. Arkansas's legal immigrant growth rate is 7.9% compared to 5.8% across the entire U.S. How about economic contributions? The study found that immigrant-led households in Arkansas earned $3.2 billion in 2014, almost 5% of all income earned that year. They also have a lot of spending power, contributing $2.3 billion to the Arkansas economy after state and local taxes. And one final round of stats. Foreign-born workers comprise 21.5% of the state's physicians and surgeons and 10.6% of science, technology, engineering, and math employees in Arkansas. There's also about 5,000 international students that are studying using temporary visas in Arkansas. You can read much more on this study on our website at talkbusiness.net. Just search for the Partnership for a New American Economy, and it should come to the top of the list in our search engine. Time for a short break, and when we come back, we'll run through the lineup for this weekend's TV edition of Talk Business and Politics. We're back after this.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure, which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy, and together we power life. Entergy.
You've likely heard of the Great Arkansas Treasure Hunt. In fact, you or your business may have property to claim in the hunt. But where does this treasure come from? Businesses like yours. The law calls it unclaimed property. If your business is holding money on its books that you've not been able to return to the owner, it's most likely unclaimed property, and the law requires it to be sent to the state auditor's office each year. Auditor Andrea Lee's office can make the process for businesses to comply with the law easy and straightforward. Help us help you return Arkansans' unclaimed property at auditor.ar.gov.
Time to give you a quick preview of this weekend's edition of Talk Business and Politics, which airs on KATV Channel 7 in Little Rock at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. We're also on KAIT's NBC affiliate in Northeast Arkansas, Sundays at 10 a.m., although we're off this week due to programming surrounding the Olympics. Here's a rundown of this week's agenda. Marcy Doderer, CEO of Arkansas Children's Hospital. Children's is well on its way to planning a new campus in Northwest Arkansas, but Doderer has even bigger plans for the specialty hospital. Our guests will also include Mike Poore, Little Rock School Superintendent. What does he want to see from state policy leaders to help the struggling Central Arkansas School District he's been tasked to lead? Bring on the political animals. Andrea Allen on the right, LJ Bryant on the left. The two leaders of the Northeast Arkansas Political Animals Club are in studio for a conversation on the state of presidential and local politics. Plus, we'll give you a preview of the coming week for Talk Business and Politics Daily. We hope you'll tune in. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Thank you for watching. Check us out online at talkbusiness.net for the latest in business and politics. Plus, follow us on Twitter at TB Arkansas or on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just plug in Talk Business and Politics to find us and follow. If you want to receive our daily email newsletters, they're free. You can receive them every morning in your inbox before 7 a.m. Just email me at roby@talkbusiness.net and I'll sign you up. And if you want to listen to a podcast of this show, perhaps on your commute to and from work, or in the iTunes store and on Stitcher, or you can just play us through your smartphone. I'm Roby Brock. We will see you Sunday. Until then, take care.